are she, hers. I'm the chair of the worship committee, and I'm happy to serve as worship associate this morning and to welcome you to today's service. If you are a visitor today, we bid you a special welcome and invite you to complete a connection card if you'd like to learn more about the life of the church and be added to our weekly newsletter. And if you are joining us via live stream, please say hello in the YouTube chat and know that you too are welcome this morning. Please look around at the color-coded lanyards of your neighbors and be aware and respectful of others' needs and boundaries. We are a congregation of all ages, which means we embrace all the noises and little interruptions that our kids can bring to a Sunday morning. As always, people of any age are invited to grab a coloring pack from the box just outside the doors there, if you want to keep your hands busy. And if you need more space to stretch, wiggle around, or just make a bathroom trip, you can also go anytime across the entryway into Fellowship Hall, where the service is being live streamed. We are a congregation of all ages. Oh, I think we read that part already. Kids are always welcome to stay here for the entire service, but our Sunday morning faith development classes do take place today, and children and volunteers will be invited to their classrooms after the Joys and Sorrows ritual this morning. Our nursery on the lower level is available for little ones 4 and under. We are joined today by a guest speaker, Pip Paris. Pip is a trans man living in Chicago with his 17-year-old non-binary kid, Ren, and their 2 cats, Willow and Angel. Pip lived in Champaign-Urbana from 2005 to 2008, including working at what was the PBS station at the time, WILL-TV. Pip has been a UU for 12 years and received his, I believe it's Master's of Divinity, is that correct? From Medville Lombard Theological School in May 2025, and it is a candidate for UU Fellowship. He currently attends his home church of Second Unitarian and enjoys preaching anytime he can. He has preached with us once before, and we are delighted to welcome him back today.
Good morning, thank you. I call us to worship today with this prayer of reconciliation from Anna Barker. We gather with a hunger for reconciliation. What is done cannot be undone. What is done next must now be done with care. We gather because we are hopeful, because we have visions and dreams of a brighter future. That there may be more than vision in this room, these are the wounds we must heal together: grief and anger for all that has been lost, guilt or fear in the reliving, pain that has gone without sufficient comfort, mistrust that was earned that continues burning still. Every injury we may have named and yet still carry, those we haven't, can't, or dare not speak aloud, those we are not ready to make public, those still not recognized, accepted, or understood. These are the wounds that seek replacement, not cancellation or denial. Wounds we will tend cautiously, applying the salve of understanding, forming scars that mark our history without disfiguring the future we might share. This is not a time of quick solutions, fancy talking. This is a slow precision. This is a prayer for peace. We are new at this endeavor, new at listening, new at hearing, new at taking enough time to honestly receive one another's stories. What is done cannot be undone. What is done next must now be done with care. We gather because we are hopeful, because we have visions and dreams of a brighter future. May the strength of this time together help us to walk forward. May the wisdom of this experience help us to know our path. May we have the courage to return as often as necessary until our way is clear. May we have the perseverance together to see it through. May we cause it to be so. Okay. A flaming chalice has been one symbol of Unitarian Universalism for many decades, a symbol of hope, of reason, of the spark of the divine that shines in all of us. We join our siblings in faith each Sunday by lighting our chalice here in the sanctuary, and if you are joining us online, we invite you to light a flame wherever you are. Our chalice lighting words today are from Sang-Yi Hawk. With the lighting of this flame, let us grow the radiance of joy. With the lighting of this flame, let us spark the brilliance of hope. With the lighting of this flame, let us shine upon the hearts of all those who suffer, who yearn, and who crave the joyful noise of community. All beings, no one left behind. And now please rise in body or in spirit for our opening song, 389 in the gray hymnal, Gathered Here. Sam is going to lead us, and we'll sing through together once, and then we'll sing it. Are we doing the round? Yeah, and we'll do it as a round. Okay, I'll let Sam lead.
I have a carefully prepared speech. I can't, veer from it. So as Pip said, we'd like to do this as a round, 3 parts. So part 1, part 2 on the right, and then third part, those in the back. So sing it through once in unison, and then the left will start, the right and back. And those who are going first, you'll, instead of empty space, if you would just repeat, Spirit, draw near for the final line until the back is finished. And there are no wrong answers. Let's go. Gathered here in the mystery of the hour, gathered here in one strong body, gathered here in the struggle and the power, Spirit, draw near. Gathered here in the mystery of the hour, gathered here in the mystery of the hour, gathered here in the mystery of the hour, gathered here in one strong body, gathered here from the struggle of power, Spirit, draw near. We blew it. Can you start again?
How many times?
3 times.
We rounded once.
Can we do it 2 more? 1, 2. Okay, 1. Gathered here in the mystery of the hour, gathered here in one strong body, gathered here in the struggle and the power, Spirit, draw near. Gathered here in the mystery of the hour, gathered here in one strong body, gathered here in the struggle and the power, Spirit, draw near. Spirit, draw near. Spirit, draw near. Thank you.
Each week, we practice spiritual generosity by making space for the joys and sorrows we carry with us whenever we gather. We begin this practice with an embodied ritual of singing a blessing song, and today you'll be invited to come forward during that song to light a candle, here at the chalice table or at the center back table. You are invited to use our Joys and Sorrows cards or submit them via email to joysandsorrows@uucuc.org. And we will share those aloud later in the service. If you need a Joys and Sorrows card and there aren't any in your pew, raise your hand and one of the ushers will bring you one. We trust that this act of sharing lightens our burdens and increases our joys, even if it is just for this hour. I invite you to come forward if you are so moved to do so as we sing, May the Longtime Sun. Our children and faith development volunteers will be going to their classes when the singing ends. Our kids and faith development volunteers are now invited to go to their classes. We live our mission at this congregation by connecting day to day and week to week through the opportunities both within and beyond our walls. We invite you to subscribe to and read our weekly e-news to stay up to date on all of the activities offered through our faith development program and our congregational life and social action councils. This morning, I want to highlight a few things. Our annual service auction is coming up on Saturday, April 25th from 5 to 9 p.m. The auction is an amazing event with great food prepared by our very own member, Chef Anthony Brienza. Live music from our member Johnny Beckett, and lots of fun and laughter as people bid on donated items from homemade jewelry and bread to events that will take place throughout the year, such as dinner at members' houses or roller skating parties. Tickets for the service auction are only $15 and can be purchased today during fellowship hour. And even if you can't attend, you can still bid on your favorite items. And speaking of bidding, the auction team is still accepting donations, so consider donating an item or event. Today, after service, we will not only have listening circles that begin at noon, we will also have a lunch and learn sponsored by our reproductive justice team and featuring Julie Lout of UC Reproductive Justice. The lunch and learn will be in the big blue stem room at 11:45. Read more details about these and other events in our e-news and check out the full calendar of events on Rome. Each Sunday, in recognition of our very real interdependence and reliance on each other, we will pass the plate and share our offering with an organization doing the work of justice in the world. Our shared offering partner for April is the Birth Equity Fund of the UC Reproductive Justice, a local grassroots organization that works to ensure birthing people who identify as Black, Indigenous, or a person of color have access to safe, respectful, and supportive births. This work is especially critical to reduce Black maternal mortality rates, which are 3 times higher than in white communities. UC Reproductive Justice builds community care at the crossroads of race and reproductive justice. You can give through Realm and via the online portal on our website, or if you are here in the sanctuary, the basket will be passed. And checks can be made out to UC, and in the memo, put shared offering. Half of all non-pledged donations will go towards sustaining the work of this church, and the other half will go directly to our shared offering partner. I'll invite Miguel Roland and the choir to come forward now. When the music begins, the offering will be greatly accepted. We invite you to give whatever is generous for you. This is also the time to submit a written joy or sorrow.
Good morning. My name is Miguel Roland. My pronouns are they, he, and I am a 5-foot-tall Hispanic trans person with dark hair, dark eyes, and a radiant smile. Oh, goodness. The choir today will be singing an anthem called I Am Possibility. I don't know that you got text for this piece, so I will read it to you so that you know exactly what we're saying. But hopefully we'll do our jobs and you can hear it still. I am possibility, taken under wing. Growing roots, I raise my voice. Lifted up, I sing. I am hope unlimited, purple morning sky. Youthful sparrow learns to soar. Gliding now, I fly. I am faithful promise, winter into spring. Tended seeds yield summer gifts. Planted here, I sing. Ascending toward the clouds. Ascending toward the clouds. Ascending toward the clouds, then back to the ground. I am possibility. I am faithful sound. A joyful noise forevermore, echoing abound.
Possibility.
Thanks so much, choir. Did we have any other joys and sorrows cards that didn't make it up here? Okay. Our generosity comes in many forms, and we're grateful for all the ways we have to give to this community. We'll now make space for our spiritual generosity. And share our joys and sorrows. If you have a card still to pass forward, please feel free to share that now. This is from Katrina Knights. 2 moments of joy this week. Watching the Artemis crew come back and back with the Quack group on Friday. A stadium full of people singing Peace is Coming last night with Florence and the Machine. This is anonymous. Seeing all the wildflowers has put me in such a good mood. The world is so beautiful. From Oliver Primrose. My disability case is taking a lot out of me. I pray for stability and peace for myself and others going through this. Finances are bad right now, as well as my health. I pray for the health of myself as well as that of my friends dealing with similar. From Beth Simpson, today is beautiful. The School for Designing as Society is celebrating a book something. Mark, sorry, I don't know the last name, and Susan hold it down as we hold it with them. This is from Susan Alteri. A sorrow. My Aunt Lou died on Friday. May her journey be a blessed one as she joins her brother and parents. So sorry, Susan. This is from Gail Cohen. Joy to our hero, Ben Leff. He stepped in when no official showed up at the ballpark on Tuesday. Thanks to his volunteering, the yard goats. Okay. Thank you. Thanks for helping me out. We're able to play. This is from Melissa Shepline. Gratitude for the celebration of life yesterday held here in the sanctuary for Leify Christensen, who first came to this church in 3rd grade and was active in YRUU. Leify had a challenging adult life, but the service provided a time to celebrate the gifts he brought to this world. Thank you to Karen and Mike Folk for their loving embrace of Leify. Their love for him is a lesson to all of us to not give up on someone and to see people for their humanity. This is also from Melissa. Thinking of the McGlathery family and holding them in our hearts. Nancy is one of our 50-year-plus members, is in home hospice and very close to end of life. Her love and generosity will be missed by all who know her, including the hundreds of international students she has befriended over the years. This is from Mary. My sister-in-law may have to have surgeries. This is from Karen Folk. Gratitude for all those who helped me make the memorial service for Leify Christensen yesterday so beautiful. This is from Carr. My HRT was doubled. Yay. All right, and then I know there was at least one email. This is from Sam Bashirs. For a college friend, now also related by marriage, who has cancer. She is one of those people who anchors the rest of us. And from Margaret Lovell, it is a joy to have Margaret and Ed Cole with us here this morning, or Kroll, sorry. For all that we've spoken aloud and all we carry silently in our hearts, we say thank you for making space together in this community. I now have a reading to share. This is What's Ours to Do by Mary Sheldon, and it starts out with a quote. How easily my life becomes a list, a long scroll of duties. That quote is from Gunilla Norris, Planning the Day in Being Home. Long ago, when my beloved and I were newly dating, her housemate, social worker, black belt, and general wise woman, Kathy Coral, suggested to her a new daily practice. When you're making out your to-do list, make 2 columns, one for you and one for the universe. We were both already inveterate to-do list makers with contrasting styles. My partner's regular and tidy, mine random and as needed. The idea was compelling to us both. So much in our lives felt beyond our control at that point, from my mother's terminal lung cancer to when we might finally be able to live together. I can't say I regularly wrote it out, but making a second column for the universe became a regular part of my thinking. It served as a way to both name and honor a heartfelt yearning or prayer, and to release to the great all what was not within our power. After my mother's passing, when we found our wee adorable, perfect for us first home, it checked off an earnest second column of many years. I shared the idea with our daughter some years later when she was struggling after a painful experience. I taught her the serenity prayer. Grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. I suggested that making the universe's second column was a good tool for developing that wisdom, that often in contemplating what was truly beyond my control, I could surrender to the universe that which I could not accomplish. Often in the process, I discerned the part that was mine to do, a smaller task for the first column, making my prayer more active. Since then, I have come to appreciate the interplay between the first and second column, what's mine to do and what I leave to the universe. In attending them both, I affirm what Rabbi Tarfon knew. We are not required to complete the task, yet neither are we free to withdraw from it. These days, I often find myself overwhelmed by all that is beyond my control. But when I give over what is beyond me to the second column, I often find the first column part that I can do. And to conclude that reading, I'd like to offer a prayer. Holy interconnectedness, help us to be steadfast in what is ours to do. Help us to rest in the knowledge that the vast web of being will hold what we ourselves must release. And now I'm going to invite Pip up to give his sermon.
Thank you so much. Before I start, it's just really nice to be here, and I love seeing everybody's faces. One of my favorite songs is titled Monument, and it's by Angels in Agony. The first verse and chorus go like this. If there was a greater day to come, call it judgment, call it fate. Moments of facing what we've done, our past can't be undone. In the light of our demise, when the final hour has come, when we hesitate to claim for all of us, this is who we are, forged by heaven and earth, made of blood and bone, our soul is divine. This is what we long for, this is what we dream. We'll never surrender and never give in. This song speaks to me about this moment we are experiencing right now in history. We face rising authoritarianism and environmental collapse, destruction, devastation, chaos, and uncertainty. How do we find the path that starts from where we are and leads to a future where we can all thrive? I've been a Unitarian Universalist for 12 years. I came to Unitarian Universalism because I felt like I could be fully who I was here, including the pagan that I've been for 25 years. I've also been a Norse pagan, aka heathen, for 6 years. Because almost all of my ancestors hail from the areas that are now called Scandinavia and Germany, I find rootedness in looking at the beliefs of ancient Norse peoples. It gives me a sense of continuity and perspective, a sense of identity and direction. I offer my heathen perspective today as a lens, not that I'm suggesting you adopt my viewpoints, but I am offering this lens as an example of a potentially hopeful perspective. The heathen concept of fate is called weird, spelled W-Y-R-D, weird. Weird is not predestination or a belief that the future is set in stone. Weird is fluid, changeable, an interconnected web of interactions and circumstances. Weird is driven by two forces, Orlog and Haminya. Orlog is the external world that is shaped by all that came before us. Orlog includes the circumstances that each of us were born into, including our family's social, economic background, our hometown, our circumstances of birth. It includes the history of the nations and the states that we live in. It includes mountains being eroded over time, the continents drifting, ice ages that have passed, and your ancestors working and living and loving. It also includes your own past choices. All of these things shaped the reality that we are now living our lives in. The other force that drives weird is Haminya. Haminya is our personal capacity for change. It is our creativity, energy, motivation, intelligence, charisma, luck. We each have power to create some amount of change. The choices we make, how we exert the capacity for change, how we exert the Haminya, the way we apply ourselves have the potential to shape Orlog moving forward. Fate, or weird, comes from how we face the times that we're in. Haminya is individual, but it also can be combined. If many people pool their Haminya, their capacity for change, they can have more capacity to change the world. We see this in the way that community organizing, mutual aid, and other movements of people make enormous change. Examples of way Orlog has been changed by people pooling their capacity for change include the 40-hour work week, our right to vote, the fact we don't have 10-year-olds working in factories, and more. Just like the future isn't decided yet, none of the things we work for are permanent, they can be reversed. Oppression can be shifted from one form to another, like how Jim Crow laws transformed into mass incarceration. It can also be easy to see the past as static, as something solid. It can be easy to forget that things were always uncertain, especially in times of great change. As a human race, we have faced great catastrophes and oppression and ruin. We have often faced great odds. The topic of my sermon today is finding the thread, and I mean a metaphorical thread of how do we find our way forward into a fate where everyone can thrive. But I also mean finding the thread we are already living, defining the reality we face now honestly and accurately is essential. In Norse cosmology, or the Norse's view of the universe, there are three goddesses called the Norns who create the threads of time. The Norns are similar but different than the three Greek fates. The Norns' names are Urdur, Verdandi, and Skuld. Urdur represents the past and all that has led to this moment. The past can include mistakes and regret, but also great triumphs that we can learn from. Next, Verdandi represents what is becoming, which is the present moment. The present moment is all we ever really have. The present moment is the precise time that our capacity to create change meets the results of what was created before now. The present moment is one of alchemy, transformation, magic, and possibility. The last Norn is named Skuld. Skuld is the Norse word for what shall be, representing the future. Interestingly, Skuld also means debt, in the sense that the future is the debt of the present. The choices we make now unfold into the future, just as the choices that we and others made in the past led into the realities of the current moment. Thinking of the continuity of time in this way can help understand what we do have power over. The song Monument continues. We can't say we've not been warned. We can't deny we've seen the signs, closing our eyes and turning away from how we've defined ourselves. How can we change our ways in time? Let this few words be our hymn. May our righteous future is yet to come. I am on a journey to become a minister because I feel so much love for this complicated, messy, beautiful, and amazing world we live in. There are wrongs that need to be righted, wounds that need healing, and injustices that need challenging. This same world is filled with potential, possibility, hope, energy, possibility, creativity, and love. My natural disposition is one of hope, even against massive odds. I see love as an action, and I see hope as an action, and I see neither hope nor love as passive ways of being. I choose to love, I choose to hope, I choose to love and live hope with my actions. This is who we are, forged by heaven and earth, made of blood and bone. Our soul is divine. This is what we long for, this is what we dream. We'll never surrender and never give in. In my stories of Norse religion and belief, I've been fascinated about how cultural stories, such as mythology, reveal beliefs. For instance, in Norse mythology, our current universe, the belief is our current universe will end in flames a long time from now at the end of the world event called Ragnarok. This prophecy was made to the god Odin in great and specific detail. Odin and the other gods believe in weird and fate, and yet neither Odin nor any of the other gods resign themselves to this fate. They are always training and preparing for Ragnarok. They are bound to lose, but it doesn't stop them. And this story reveals how the Norse looked at their own fates. Even when the odds were stacked against them and loss was certain, they would always keep fighting and keep preparing. I think this lesson applies to today. In some ways, right now, things in the world are grim. There's war, genocide. Just last month, there was a thunderstorm blizzard predicted for northern Illinois. Strange and severe storms, rising seas, increasing scarcity of drinking water. But hope is a choice. Hope is an action. We can choose to act out hope and continue building a world that is nurturing for all of us. So far, I've talked about the past and the future. The thread I'm looking for, the thread from where we are to where we want to be, that starts by understanding the past. If we examine the past to understand why things are the way they are now, then we can find out what thread we are even on. That past includes history like settler colonialism, feudalism, and other evils. We can both regret these things and learn from them. This history also includes time and time again, people joining together to make changes for the good of humanity. When we choose to have hope, active hope that is determined to fight for a better future, we know which way we want the thread to go. No matter the odds, we keep going. Or as my grandpa would say to me, keep on keeping on. I preached last year here about manifesting hope with creativity by imagining the future. I shared how imagining the future 10 years from now in great and specific detail could generate a sense of possibility and potentiality. That sermon had a meditation, art exercise. I'm sorry, I don't have that for you today, but maybe I'll build that into the sermon later, someday. Because the future is created from our capacity to change, interacting with what created before, imagining the future in great specific detail helps us aim for where we want to go, a future where we can all thrive. And what about the present moment? What about the here and now? How do we find our path in a world that is so complex, often confusing, chaotic, and uncertain? We remember that we as a people, the human species, has been in times of great turmoil before. We have examples of people coming together to make great change. This morning we sang, gathered here in the mystery of the hour, gathered here in one strong body, gathered here in the struggle, in the power, Spirit draw near. Our homenya can be pooled, our capacity for change can be combined, our power is always going to be in numbers. We have so much more power than we know when we work together for a world when we all thrive. We live in a time and a culture where we tend to think of ourselves as individuals, and individualism is prized. It is seen as a point of pride to be independent and self-reliant. Morality is often only considered on an individual basis. If we want to protect the planet, we are encouraged to recycle at home and make shopping and consumption choices that are ethical and responsible for the good of the planet and others. And I get it. I try to recycle. I try to make the right decisions that will harm the least number of people, but it's hard and it's complicated. Raise your hand if you have seen the series The Good Place. Oh, wow, like more than half. Okay, that's exciting. I recommend it. I will give a little bit of spoilers, but I was careful not to write this in a way that it would ruin the show if you heard this before you watched it. It's a streaming show that ran from 2016 to 2020, starred Kristen Bell as Eleanor Shellstrop and William Jackson Harper as Chidi Aragonye. I've watched the 4-season series 2 times, but all the way through twice. And I'm going to talk about The Good Place in order to examine the nature of morality. And like I said, this will have a little bit of spoilers. Eleanor is the protagonist, the main character, and throughout the series, we see Eleanor change and grow. Chidi is not the main character, but I think he's the most interesting character. On the surface, the show is about heaven and hell, 2 opposing afterlives. Even though these afterlives are rooted in the ideas that come from Christianity, Christianity itself is never an actual topic in the show. The show is not about religion at all. It's not about gods. It's not about a god. The show, The Good Place, is about moral decision-making. It's about people's choices. Chidi is a moral philosophy professor and is extremely intelligent and knowledgeable about philosophy. But Chidi himself is an extremely conflicted person. He is so agonized with the weight of always trying to make the right moral decisions that he has difficulty making any decisions at all. Even deciding what kind of bagel to get can send him into a spiral. When he finds out he actually wasn't qualified for heaven, he's pretty sure it's because he drinks almond milk. He states that every kind of milk, including nut milks, have some negative environmental consequences, and so he feels tortured for having given in to his love for almond milk. And truly, every choice in our modern world has some unintended consequences. Nut milks, tomatoes, chocolate, especially chocolate, meat, dairy, plastic, data centers, transportation of people, transportation of goods, fuel, clothing. Moral philosophy itself almost becomes a character in the show as the characters try to understand what qualifies as good enough behavior to get into heaven and what does not. They end up concluding that it's actually impossible to lead a perfectly moral life in our modern culture because everything is so complicated. Complicity is built into the systems. This is why Chidi gets so frozen and panicked when faced with even the simplest decisions. Perfect morality is impossible. And this is where a thorough analysis of the world's problems and how we got here is so important. when we individualize our problems, when we think that we have somehow failed, when we are unable to live perfectly moral lives, then we miss the reality that we live in a world of systems, many of which are beyond our individual control. Thinking of ourselves as individuals is limiting, can leave us feeling both helpless and complicit, guilty but powerless. When we think of ourselves as a people of many identities, races, genders, ages, economic backgrounds, skills, when we gather together in the mystery of the hour, when we gather together to make the choices that need to be made for the sake of the planet and all people, when we gather together in these ways, we have so much more power. We have so much more possibility. I'll bring us back to the chorus of that song. This is who we are, forged by heaven and earth, made of blood and bone. Our soul is divine. This is what we long for. This is what we dream. We will never surrender. We will never give in. In The Lord of the Rings, at a moment of anguish and fear, Frodo says to Gandalf, "I wish it need not have happened in my time." And Gandalf says, "So do I. And so do all who live to see such times." But that is not for them to decide. All we have to decide is what to do with the time that is given to us. We are given the circumstances of our time, the orlog. If we observe this orlog honestly, if we examine the reality of our world honestly and with a view from our collective power, we can have a better sense of what is possible. We combine our power and we have a huge capacity for change. Even as we face great odds, we have so much power together. Like the Norse gods and warriors preparing for Ragnarok, the end of the world, I urge us to rise to the challenges before us. Let us choose the actions of hope, choose the actions of love. We don't need guarantees in order to act. When humans faced great challenges in our past, success was never guaranteed, but humans acted anyway. When we remember we are not alone, when we remember we are more than individuals, when we come together as a people, as a human race filled with great and beautiful diversity, working towards love and justice and hope, we can embody the dignity, power, and pride that comes from knowing that we are doing the right thing and that we have a chance together. Even when the odds are stacked high, even when it feels like defeat is quite possible, we can live, love, and hope together. Let us do that. This is who we are, forged by heaven and earth, made by blood and bone. Our soul is divine. This is what we long for. This is what we dream. We'll never surrender and never give in. Blessed be. Amen. And now, please rise in body or spirit for our closing hymn, number 311, Let It Be a Dance.
Let it be a
These we carry in our hearts until we are together again.